This video is about the single mom drove to the concert hall and a millionaire held the door for her. If this story touches your heart, please mention where you are watching from in the comments. Please like the video and share your thoughts in comments. The sun dipped low on the horizon, casting golden hues over the bustling city streets as Sarah parked her old sedan in a nearly empty lot. She glanced at the clock on her dashboard. She was cutting it close. A sharp inhale steadied her nerves. Tonight was not just any night. It was the first concert she'd attended since her daughter, Mia, was born 6 years ago. Climbing out of the car, she adjusted her simple blue dress, which hugged her curves in a way that felt both flattering and foreign. It had been ages since she'd considered how she looked for something other than work while chasing after Mia. With her hair pulled back in a loose bun and a few wisps framing her face, she felt a mixture of excitement and anxiety flutter within her. Even the glittering lights of the concert hall couldn't mask her apprehension. Would she fit in here? She was used to the hum of playgrounds and the cadence of children's laughter, not the refined world of music enthusiasts and glamorous outfits. But there was something inside her that yearned for this night, a craving for a little indulgence beyond the mundane. As she approached the entrance, a group of well-dressed patrons walked past her, laughing softly among themselves. She felt a pang of self-consciousness, but shook it off. This was for herself, for the woman she used to be before motherhood filled her days. She took a steadying breath and reached for the door. Just then, a tall figure stepped in front of her, holding the door open with a graceful ease. He was striking in an understated wee dark hair tassel gesso, a fitted blazer that accentuated his broad shoulders, and a warmth in his deep-set eyes that drew her in. "Please," he said, his voice smooth like velvet, "after you." "Oh, thank you," she replied, her cheeks warming slightly. There was something magnetic about him, an energy that both thrilled and intimidated her. As she passed him, she caught a whiff of his cologne, woody, with a hint of something sweet and spicy. It was the kind of scent that lingered in the air long after the peasant had gone. She forced herself to focus on the grand lobby instead of the man behind her. Inside, the atmosphere buzzed with excitement. Beautiful chandeliers hung from the ceiling, and the walls were adorned with elegant art that made Sarah feel both inspired and slightly out of place. She wandered toward the bar to grab a drink, her fingers tapping nervously against the cool surface of the counter. "Can I get you something?" the bartender asked, and Sarah ordered a glass of white wine, hoping it would help ease her tension. Just as she received her drink, she felt a presence beside her. She turned to see the man from the door leaning casually against the bar, his smile easy and inviting. "Are you here to see the concert?" he asked, tilting his head slightly as if studying her. "Yes," she replied, attempting to sound casual, though her heart raced. "I haven't been to one in years, just needed a little escape." "Ah, a fellow escapist," he chuckled, the sound warm and inviting. "I can relate. I am Evan, by the way." "I am Sarah," she introduced herself, trying not to notice how her name sounded on his lips. "And, yes, it has been a long time since I've done something just for me." "What is holding you back?" he queried, genuinely curious. She hesitated, a shadow of doubt creeping into her mind. Life, I suppose, being a single mom has its challenges, and sometimes it is hard to find time for myself. Evan's expression softened. "I can only imagine. It must be difficult to balance everything." He took a sip of his drink, his gaze steady on her. "What is your daughter like?" Mia's name brought a rush of affection, but also a twinge of longing. "She is everything to me, full of energy, curious about the world. Sometimes I think she is wiser than I am." A moment of silence passed as Evan's eyes sparkled with appreciation. "You sound like a great mom. It takes a lot of courage to raise a child on your own." "Thank you," Sarah replied, a flush of warmth rising to her cheeks. It was refreshing to speak about her life without the weight of judgment. "I just want to give her the best." "I am sure you do," he said, locking eyes with her. His gaze held a sincerity that made her pulse quicken. "How about you let me take you out sometime, as a thank you for letting me hold the door for you?" Her heart raced at the invitation, electricity sparking between them. Was he flirting? She felt a flutter of excitement mingled with uncertainty. "I am not sure. My schedule is quite packed with work and taking care of Mia." "It is just coffee," he replied easily, his smile unwavering. "A little break for you. I promise to make it worth you a while." She bit her lip, weighing the possibilities. A part of her wanted to say yes, to embrace this unexpected connection. But the nagging voice of responsibility whispered caution. "I'll think about it," she finally said, her tone light yet evasive. "Fair enough," he conceded, a hint of disappointment crossing his features, but he quickly masked it with charm. "Enjoy the concert, Sarah. Maybe I'll see you after." Maybe, she replied, allowing a small smile to play on her lips. As she turned to leave, Sarah could feel his gaze lingering on her, a heat that ignited the air around her. She walked away, her heart pounding, conflicted by the thrill of the moment and the reality of her responsibilities. Inside the concert hall, the lights dimmed and the audience buzzed with anticipation. The music began, cascading over her like a gentle wave, and for the first time in years, Sarah felt herself surrender to the moment, allowing the melodies to carry her away. Yet a small part of her remained tethered to Evan, to his easy charm, and to the strange connection they had shared. What would it be like to let someone in again? The thought both excited and terrified her. As she closed her eyes, letting the music envelop her, she was left wondering if this was the beginning of something new or just a fleeting encounter in the grand tapestry of her life. The concert unfolded, but Sarah found her mind drifting back to Evan. What would coffee with him feel like? Would they talk about their lives, their dreams? The idea of exploring that possibility of stepping into the unknown both thrilled and unnerved her. When the lights brightened and the final notes faded into applause, Sarah felt a sense of clarity. It wasn't just about the music or escaping her responsibilities. It was about rediscovering herself and opening up to new experiences, no matter how small. With renewed resolve, she decided to take the plunge, if only to see where this unexpected twist of fate might lead her. As she stepped out into the hallway, her heart raced at the thought of finding Evan again, to see if that spark still flickered between them. But as she searched the crowded hall, disappointment crept in. He was nowhere to be seen. Had she waited too long? The rush of emotions felt overwhelming. Had she missed her chance for something special? Just then, a familiar figure emerged from the shadows, a knowing smile on his lips. "You look like you enjoyed the concert," Evan said, his presence lighting up the dimly lit space. "I did," she replied, feeling a swell of relief wash over her. "I think I might take you up on that coffee after all." His expression brightened, a flicker of excitement igniting in his eyes. "Great, let us make it happen." And with that, the night promised to unfold into something more than either had expected. The air hummed with the afterglow of the concert, a mix of excitement and uncertainty swirling between Sarah and Evan as they stepped out into the cool night. The city's lights twinkled like stars, reflecting off the sleek surfaces of parked cars. "I am glad you found me," Evan said, his voice steady, laced with a hint of relief. He looked down at her, his deep-set eyes searching hers with an intensity that made her heart flutter. "Yeah, I almost thought I'd missed my chance," Sarah admitted, tucking a loose strand of hair behind her ear, suddenly self-conscious under his gaze. "It would have been a shame tonight was special." "It's not every day you get a night out," he replied, his smile widening. "What should we do with this unexpected opportunity?" She bit her lip, feeling a rush of warmth at his casual confidence. "I suppose coffee is a good start, but I can't promise an all-night adventure. I have to get back to Mia." "Of course," he said, his tone respectful, though she caught a glimmer of something playful in his eyes. "What about that cafe on Maple Street? They serve the best espresso in town, and I hear their pastries are to die for." Sarah's mind flickered to Mia's bedtime routine, the crayon drawings scattered on their kitchen table, and the way her daughter's eyes sparkled when she read to her. She had a world to balance, yet there was a whisper of rebellion growing inside her, a desire to break free from the expected. "That sounds nice," she finally replied, and as soon as the words left her lips, an exhilarating rush coursed through her. "Great." Evan's enthusiasm was palpable, and he gestured toward the street. "Shall we?" They walked side by side, the night air crisp and invigorating, each step igniting a flutter of excitement in Sarah's chest. As they made their way, she observed the little things about Evan, the easy way he carried himself, the slight quirk of his lips when he talked. He was captivating, and with every laugh shed, she felt the walls she'd built around her heart begin to soften. "So, tell me more about you, Sarah," he prompted, glancing over, his curiosity genuine. "What do you do when you're not being superhero mom?" "I work as a graphic designer," she answered, feeling a spark of pride. "It's not as glamorous as it sounds, but I love creating things. I get to escape into my imagination, which is a little like the concert tonight, just lost in the moment." Evan nodded, seemingly impressed. "That's fascinating. What do you design?" "Mostly marketing materials and branding. It's a lot of small projects for various clients, nothing groundbreaking, but it pays the bills," she said, her tone slightly self-deprecating. "Sometimes the small things are the most important," he replied, his voice thoughtful. "I appreciate the craft that goes into your work, even if it is not the spotlight you'd hoped for." A flicker of appreciation warmed her heart. "It's nice to hear that. Most people see the surface, but there is so much more than just what meets the eye. He met her gaze, a depth of understanding passing between them. Exactly, just like people, we are often more complicated than we appear. Silence enveloped them momentarily, but it was comfortable, filled with unspoken thoughts and possibilities. As they arrived at the cafe, the soft glow of the lights beckoned, and the warm aroma of freshly brewed coffee enveloped them. Sarah felt her excitement mingle with trepidation. This was her first step into something new, and it felt like standing on the edge of a precipice. They entered, and Evan found a small corner table with a view of the bustling street outside. She perched nervously on the edge of her seat, her fingers fidgeting with the hem of her dress, a reminder of the old habits she was trying to shake off. "I'll get us some drinks," Evan offered, rising from his seat. "What do you like?" "Just a coffee is fine," she replied, watching him walk to the counter, the way he navigated the crowd with ease, exceeding confidence. Sarah's heart raced as she considered the man in front of her. He was a millionaire with a life that likely glittered with privilege. Did he find her intriguing because of the novelty, or was there something more genuine beneath the surface? Lost in her thoughts, she barely noticed Evan returning until he placed a steaming mug in front of her. "One coffee, just how you like it," he said, his eyes sparkling. "Thank you," she murmured, wrapping her hands around the warm cup, its heat seeping into her skin, soothing her nerves. "So, what is something about you that would surprise me?" Evan leaned forward, his curiosity piqued. She hesitated, momentarily caught off guard. "Well, I am not sure I am that interesting," she replied lightly, but there was an inner battle brewing. "I used to be an adventurous person before, everything changed." "Before me yet?" he prompted gently. "Yeah," she said, her gaze dropping to the table. "I traveled a lot, went hiking, tried different foods from all around the world. I loved exploring." "Why stop?" Evan asked, tilting his head. "You could still find time to explore, maybe even with Mia." I worry about being a good mom," she confessed, her voice trembling slightly. "I want to give her stability, and that often feels at odds with adventure." His expression softened, and he reached across the table, his hand brushing against hers. "You don't have to choose one over the other. Life is about balance. You can show me the world while still being there for her." Her breath caught, the warmth of his hand igniting a spark of something deeper within her. "You make it sound so simple." "It can be," he said, his tone earnest. "It is about taking small steps. Maybe when the time is right, you and me can go on adventures together." The thought was exhilarating yet terrifying. "I do like that," she admitted, feeling the weight of her responsibilities mixed with the thrill of possibility. "But it is hard to imagine doing that." "And yet, you are sitting here with me," he replied, a smile playing at the corners of his mouth. "That is a good start." Their interaction felt layered, each exchange laced with hidden meanings and unacknowledged desires. As they spoke, Sarah felt the barriers around her heart begin to crumble inch by inch. Evan's laughter was intoxicating, rich with life, and she found herself opening up in ways she hadn't anticipated. "I miss those moments of spontaneity," she said, softening at the memory of who she used to be. "Maybe I can get back to that one day." "Why not now?" he suggested, his voice lowering, a hint of flirtation dancing in the words. "We could plan something together." The suggestion hung in the air, charged with possibility. It was exhilarating and daunting all at once. "What do you have in mind?" He leaned in closer, the air thick with tension. "I know a great hiking trail not too far from here. It is beautiful, and the views are breathtaking, perfect for a little adventure." "An adventure with a stranger," she teased, a playful smile forming as she leaned back in her chair, though her heart raced at the thought. "We not strangers anymore," he countered, his gaze steady. "I do like to think we've crossed that threshold." "Maybe," she replied, her tone light but her heart conflicted. She enjoyed his company, the chemistry between them, but her mind was flooded with thoughts of Mia and the life she built, the responsibilities that loomed over her. Evan seemed to sense her hesitation and pulled back just a touch, a flicker of disappointment crossing his features. "You don't have to decide now, Sarah. Just know that I am here if you ever want to take that leap." His words struck a chord deep within her. The leap wasn't that what she needed? A chance to embrace the unexpected? Yet, the thought of stepping into the unknown felt daunting, the weight of motherhood heavy on her shoulders. "Thank you," she finally said, a voice a whisper of gratitude. "For understanding." "Always," he replied, the warmth returning to his expression. "I admire your commitment to me. It shows how strong you are." The night wore on, filled with laughter and shared stories, and as they sipped their coffee, the chemistry between them deepened. Each moment resonated, wrapping around them like a warm embrace, yet Sarah struggled with the tug-of-war inside her heart, the desire for connection battling her responsibilities. When they finally stood to leave, the cafe had grown quiet, the evening air cool against her skin. Evan walked her to her car, the weight of unspoken words lingering between them. "Tonight was wonderful, Sarah," he said, his voice low, laced with sincerity. "I hope we can do this again." "Me too," she replied, her heart pounding as she glanced up at him. "I had a great time." The proximity felt electric, and she caught herself leaning in slightly, the pull between them undeniable. Their eyes locked, an unspoken connection crackling in the night air. The cool night air wrapped around Sarah like a soft blanket, but the warmth from Evan was intoxicating. As they stood outside her car, the faint sound of distant laughter and music echoed from the cafe, creating a backdrop to their charged moment. "Can I walk you to your car?" Evan asked, his voice deep and inviting. She nodded, her heart racing at the thought of being so close to him. "Sure, I parked over here," she said, gesturing towards the old sedan that had become a symbol of her life as a single mom. Evan fell into step beside her, his presence both comforting and exhilarating. "Nice car," he remarked, his tone teasing. "It has character." "Character, yes," she replied with a soft laugh, feeling a blush creep up her cheeks. "It has seen better days, but it gets me where I need to go." "It is not about the car, it is about the journey," he said, his eyes glinting with mischief. "And I'd venture to say you're the one who makes it interesting." Her cheeks flushed deeper at his compliment, but she quickly masked it with a playful smile. "You're turning my simple life into an adventure, Evan." He stopped and turned to her, blocking her path for a moment, his gaze intense. "Remember, you said you used to be adventurous. Maybe you still are." She swallowed hard, her heartbeat echoing in her ears. He was right. Deep down, a part of her yearned for adventure, for something beyond the everyday routine. "It is hard to balance that with being a mom," she replied, her voice softer, more vulnerable. "I don't want to lose sight of my responsibilities." "I get that," he said, his expression sincere. "But you're more than a mom. You're a woman with dreams, with desires. Don't forget that." His words settled in her mind like a gentle caress, igniting a flicker of hope. "I want tea," she promised, feeling the weight of her struggles lighten just a little. "I just need to find the right balance." Eden stepped closer, the air between them thick with unspoken words. "How about I help you find that balance? We could go hiking, just the two of us. It could be a start." The suggestion sent a rush of warmth through her body, but an instinctive fear tightened her chest. "And what if it complicates things?" she asked, trying to keep her voice steady. "You're a busy man. I don't want to be any sort of distraction." "Life is complicated," he countered, his tone soft yet unwavering. "But that doesn't mean we shouldn't embrace the moments when they come. You deserve to enjoy your life, Sarah." His earnestness touched her deeply, and she felt something shift within her, a yearning for connection that she hadn't realized was there. "You're right," she admitted, her heart racing. "But I am terrified of letting someone in." "Then let us take it slow," he suggested, his eyes holding hers with a gentle intensity. "We'll see where this leads, no pressure, just two people getting to know each other." The sincerity in his voice melted her reservations, and she found herself nodding. "Okay," she breathed, the thrill of possibility surging through her. "Let us do it." A smile broke across his face, illuminating the night around them. "Great, I promise you won't regret it." They reached her car as she fumbled with the keys, the moment feeling too significant, simply let it pass. As she unlocked the door, Evan's hand brushed against hers. The contact sent a spark of electricity surging between them, and she looked up to find his gaze locked on hers, a hint of desire lurking in his eyes. "Do you want to exchange numbers?" he asked, his voice low, almost hesitant. "Just in case we want to plan something." "Yes," she replied, her heart pounding as she pulled out her phone, her fingers trembling slightly as she handed it to him. As he input his number, she couldn't help but marvel at how natural this felt, how easy their connection had become. "Done," he said, handing her phone back, his fingers lingering on hers longer than necessary. "Now you have my number, and I expect a text soon." "I will," she promised, feeling a rush of excitement wash over her. As she climbed into her car, Evan leaned against the door, his expression softening. "Sarah," he said, his tone warm and inviting. "I really enjoyed tonight." "Me too," she replied, her voice barely above a whisper. The tension between them crackled like static electricity, and she felt an urge to lean closer, to bridge the distance that separated them. "I am serious about wanting to see you again," he continued, his gaze steady. "You're remarkable." She could feel her heart swell at his words. yet the weight of her reality pulled her back. "I am just a regular person," she said, her voice tinged with humility. "Irregular or not, you have a spark," he countered, his intensity unwavering. "And I am drawn to it." At that moment, she saw not just the man in front of her, but the possibility of something more, a shared journey, a chapter unfolding in both their lives. "Thank you for tonight, Evan," she said softly, her heart racing. "For reminding me that I am more than just a mom." He smiled, his eyes softening. "You have no idea how much I am looking forward to our next adventure." With a final lingering gaze, she started the car, the engine thrumming to life. As she pulled away, she glanced back at him, the sight of his tall frame fading into the night, leaving her with a flutter of hope in her chest. The drive home felt surreal, her mind replaying every moment with Evan. She couldn't shake off the weight of emotion that had settled within her. As she parked in front of her modest home, she took a deep breath, knowing that things were shifting both within her and in her life. Once inside, she was greeted by the comforting familiarity of her homemade drawings plastered on the walls, the soft glow of the night light in the hallway. Sarah moved quietly, her heart still racing from the evening's unexpected turn. "Mama," the small voice called from the living room, pulling her from her thoughts. "Hey, sweet pea," she replied, walking towards the sound. Mia was snuggled up on the couch, her favorite blanket wrapped around her. "Did you wait up for me?" Mia's big brown eyes sparkled in the dim light. "I wanted to hear about your night." Sarah sat beside her, brushing a stray hair from her daughter's face. "It was really nice. I went to a concert and I met someone." "Someone special?" Mia asked, her gaze wide with curiosity. "Maybe," Sarah replied, a smile tugging at her lips. "He was really nice and we talked a lot. He wants to take me on a hiking adventure." Mia's eyes lit up. "Like a real adventure? With trees and rivers and everything?" "Exactly like that," she said, feeling warmth spread through her chest. "But I don't want to rush things. I need to be sure." "Why?" Mia asked innocently. "Because it is important to be careful with our hearts," Sarah replied, her mind drifting back to the ease of being with Evan, the connection that felt so genuine. "Okay," Mia said, snuggling deeper into her blanket. "But if you go on an adventure, can I come too?" "Of course we can plan a family adventure. Just you and me," Sarah promised, her heart swelling with affection. "Bien," Mia exclaimed, her excitement infectious. As Sarah talked her daughter in, she felt a sense of hope and possibility unfurling in her heart. Maybe she could find a way to embrace adventure, to balance her role as a mother with her desires. Later that night, as she lay in bed, her mind danced with thoughts of Evan and their chemistry. The way he had looked at her, the warmth of his touch, the promise of shared experience as each detail replayed like a melody in her mind. She was ready to let go of her fears, to step into the unknown, and to embrace the journey ahead. With Evan, it felt like the start of something beautiful, a connection that could grow and flourish. And for the first time in a long while, she felt a thrill of excitement coursing through her veins. Tomorrow would bring new possibilities, new adventures both for her and for Mia. And as she drifted off to sleep, a smile played on her lips, a feeling of joy wrapping around her like a warm hug. The next day dawned crisp and bright, the kind of morning that promised fresh beginnings. Sarah awoke to the familiar sounds of Mia's energetic laughter echoing from the living room. A soft smile crept across her face as she recalled her thrilling night with Evan. After a hasty breakfast of cereal and fruit, she settled onto the couch with Mia, who was engrossed in her favorite cartoon. "Did you have a good sleep, Mama?" Mia asked, peering up at her with big, curious eyes. "I did," Sarah replied, her heart swelling at the sight of her daughter's innocent joy. "I dreamed of adventures." "Like the ones with trees?" Mia asked, bouncing a little in her seat. "Exactly like that," Sarah said, ruffling Mia's hair affectionately. "And maybe even some mountains." Mia's eyes sparkled. "Can we go on an adventure soon, like a real one?" Sarah hesitated, the weight of responsibility settling back on her shoulders. "We will, sweet pea, but I need to plan it first." Mia patted, her lower lip jutting out. "You always say that adventures don't happen by just planning them. You gotta just go." "True, but I want to make sure that's perfect for you," Sarah said, a playful glint in her eye. "We wouldn't want to end up lost in the woods, would we?" "Maybe I want to be lost." Mia giggled, her enthusiasm infectious. The sound of her daughter's laughter echoed in Sarah's heart, reminding her of the joy that came from embracing spontaneity. After they finished breakfast, Sarah grabbed her phone, glancing at the screen. No new messages from Evan. The anticipation she felt since their coffee date morphed into a twinge of disappointment. Was he just busy? Or had she misread their connection? "Hey, let us go outside, she said, shaking off the intrusive thoughts. It has a beautiful day, and we can look for the biggest tree in the neighborhood. It might even be an adventure. Mia jumped up, her excitement bubbling over. Can we climb it? Only if it is safe, Sarah replied, her mom instincts kicking in. But I promise we'll look for the tallest one. As they ventured outside, the sun kissed Sarah's skin, its warmth washing over her. They wandered down the street, Mia skipping ahead, the energy in her small legs palpable. Sarah's mind drifted back to Evan, the way he had looked at her, his voice low and inviting. She felt a pull toward him, an affinity that was difficult to ignore. Look, Mama, Mia exclaimed, pointing at a tree with thick, gnarled branches that sprawled out like welcoming arms. That one, it is huge. Okay, let us check it out, Sarah said, her heart leaping at the sight. The tree was indeed impressive, its trunk wide and inviting. They approached it together, Mia circling around, tracing her tiny fingers over the bark. As Mia began to climb, Sarah's heart raced, a mix of pride and apprehension flooding her senses. Careful, sweetheart, don't go too high. I am fine, Mia shouted, her laughter ringing out like music. Sarah's smile faltered slightly, a wave of worry crashing over her. What if Mia fell? What if she was too carefree, just like Sarah had been before motherhood? She shook her head, trying to push away the anxiety. Just keep your feet steady, okay? Mia nodded, her face flushed with exhilaration, and Sarah felt a pang of longing for that same thrill. Could she let go and feel such freedom again? Just then, Mia called down, Mama, come up, it is fun. Maybe on the next tree, Sarah joked, trying to keep the mood light. As they shared their laughter beneath the tree, Sarah's phone buzzed in her pocket, pulling her away from the moment. She pulled it out, her heart racing as she saw Evan's name flash on the screen. *** Evan, hey there. I hope you're having a great day. I was thinking about our hiking adventure. What do you think? ***. She stared at the message, a bolt of excitement shooting through her. She glanced at Mia, who was still climbing, the joy radiating from her. Could she really take that leap? Could she balance her responsibilities with the thrill of a new relationship? ***, Sarah, I am at the park with me right now. Climbing trees. Adventure is the theme of the day, ***. Moments passed, and she found herself chewing on her lip, waiting for his reply. ***, sounds amazing. I'd love to see you both in action. I think Mia would appreciate a real adventure with a partner in crime like me. ***. Bitterness bubbled within her, the thought of them all together. But a small doubt crept in. What would Mia think of Evan? Would she like him? ***, Sarah, we were looking for the biggest tree. Want to join us? ***, Evan, only if you promise to let me climb it too. I've been known to take on challenges. ***. Her laughter bubbled forth, a reminder of the connection they share. ***, Sarah, challenge accepted. Just be careful. ***. As she put her phone away, she caught Mia's eye, and her heart warmed. Guess who might be joining us for our adventure? Who? Mia asked, her curiosity piqued. Evan, Sarah replied, gauging her daughter's reaction. Mia's eyes lit up. The door guy. Yes, the door guy, Sarah said, chuckling at Mia's innocent observation. He wants to climb the tree with us. Yay, I want to show him how cool I am. Mia exclaimed, climbing down to the base of the tree, her energy infectious. As they waited, Sarah felt a jolt of nerves. What would happen when Evan met Mia? Would he see her as just a mom, or would he appreciate her in all her complexities? Before she could dwell on her worries, Evan appeared, a bright smile on his face, his confident demeanor bringing an undeniable spark to the day. I heard there were some serious tree climbers in the area, he said, his gaze darting between Sarah and Mia. And I had to come see for myself. Mama is a scaredy cat, Mia said, her voice filled with mischief. But I am brave. Oh, really? Evan chuckled, kneeling to Mia's level. How about you show me how brave you are? Mia puffed out her chest, a proud grin spreading across her face. Okay, watch this. As Mia scrambled back up the tree with unexpected agility, Sarah felt a mix of admiration and concern. Be careful, sweet pea, she called out, her voice tight with worry. Evan's attention remained focused on Mia, who was now confidently perched on a low branch. You've got this, he cheered, his voice encouraging. Just remember, the best adventurers know how to find their balance. As Mia beamed at Evan's words, a wave of gratitude washed over Sarah. He fit seamlessly into their dynamic, making Mia feel special, and that warmed her heart. After several minutes of climbing, Mia hopped down, her face flushed with excitement. I did it. Did you see, Mama? I did. You were amazing, Sarah said, pulling her daughter into a hug. Evan stood back, admiring the moment. You are natural, Mia. I may need you to teach me some climbing tips. Okay, but only if you promise to go on more adventures with us, Mia declared, her little fist clenched in determination. I do love that, Evan replied, his eyes sparkling with sincerity. Adventure but is right? Right? Mia exclaimed, her joy infectious. A momentary silence settled between Sarah and Evan as they exchanged glances, the chemistry between them palpable. The connection was deeper than just surface-level attraction. This was about shared experiences and building something meaningful. Shall we venture to find another tree? Sarah suggested, trying to break the tension that was slowly building. Absolutely, but I might need a little help with that, Evan said, grinning. With Mia leading the way, they wandered through the park, discovering trees of all shapes and sizes. Each one seemed to tell its own story, and Sarah found herself laughing more freely, feeling the weight of the world lift. As they reached the larger, more imposing tree, Mia tugged at Sarah's hand. Can I climb it, Mama? Sarah hesitated, the shadow of concern returning. That one looks a little tricky, sweetie. Please, Mia pleaded, her eyes wide. I want to show Evan how brave I am. At that moment, Sarah's internal conflict flared. She wanted to protect Mia, but also wanted to encourage her spirit of adventure. Okay, but I'll be right here, and you need to be careful, she finally relented. Evan smiled at Sarah, a knowing look shared between them. I'll help her find the best branches to climb. Don't worry, she'll be safe with me. With a reluctant nod, Sarah watched as Mia scrambled up, Evan guiding her with gentle encouragement. As they helped Mia scale the tree, Sarah felt a mixture of admiration and annoyance. Evan seemed to be effortlessly taking on the